Hello and welcome to our magical garden and our April tour. I'm with my wife Connie and we're going to take you through our garden the way we usually do, starting with our front garden. And I've got to say I'm really pleased with the way it's looking compared to how it was this time last year, because we put some effort in and planted a lot of bulbs, as you can see here in this front bed. So it's got quite a lot of colour, and still a lot of tulips are still to come up. The Hellebores as well have been really spectacular this year.
They are looking really beautiful. They're starting to fade a little bit now, but this is the time when they do. But we're so happy with the tulips because it took quite a while last year to do them, and we don't always do it every year, but we wanted a little bit more spring color in these beds, and it's looking good. The daffodils are just about done, a couple of them. I think we might have planted more than have come up, I think.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And I think we did lose some to squirrels, yeah.
Yes, yeah. But we didn't lose them all, so. And you can see there's lots of stuff still to come up. There's a hosta.
Oh, that's a lot of hostas. That's little blue mouse ear. Well, just mouse ears, blue mouse ear. And so there's a whole patch of it. Looks lovely. We have some naked spaces, and I am so ready to get to a garden center and buy some plants so Mark can plant them. And here we have ruffled pink petticoat. We can see all the blooms on it. And as always, it's going to be really, really beautiful.
It's a tree peony, and it's absolutely spectacular. It'll be about a month from now. It will be absolutely amazing.
And then we have a quince, and I've never seen anyone plant a quince this color. This is called Cemeo. And the interesting thing about a quince, and you can see this, it doesn't bloom in the top part of the branch, only at the bottom. But it's so pretty, it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful plant.
I was disappointed that I tried to force this, if you watched my forcing video, and I think I cut it too early because it just didn't take. But it's good to see it in bloom in the garden. It really is. Wonderful colour.
And we have more hellebores. And we can see here that we have some baby hellebores. They've come up from one of these plants, not from this one because the leaves are different, so I'm not really sure. But they do end up spreading a little bit. There's really nothing like the garden in spring.
We planted more bulbs in here. I did a video, if you've seen it or if you want to look at it, where I weeded this bed. It's still got lots of campanulas in, creeping bellflower, creeping hellflower, as we call it. And you can see some just over there. You can see pockets of it. It's nowhere near as bad as it has been, and I'm persistent, so I'm going to stay on top of it. And eventually, one day, it will be gone.
Right. I believe you.
Connie doesn't believe me.
I don't believe you. Oh, look at this hellebore. Isn't this beautiful? It's a double. Let me just pull one of these up so you can really see it. It's a double and it's white. And I'd wanted a white one for a long time. I've been looking for a completely yellow one because a friend of mine has one. And we're going to be in her garden next week. I might ask her if I can have one of them.
And the new Itoh peony that we planted there is looking good. We planted him in the fall, did we?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
A couple of geraniums. Gosh, look at the colour of that hosta.
That is a really pretty hosta. One of the things that I do when I bring flowers home, if I have a clear vase, I will take a hosta leaf and I will wrap it around the inside of the vase and put the flower stems in, and it looks beautiful. And then you can't see all those naked stems. Oh, that's probably Montrose white. That's a Nepeta. It's been there for a while.
Yeah, that's
It might not be the white version though, but it is a Nepeta, but it's not white.
it's a real bee magnet.
Yes.
And Clematis has come back, has started to show. So last year it did go all the way up this arbor.
And it will again.
It is a fast grower. We have lots of them in the back. Summer snow Clematis. There's those Hellebores.
And these hostas have been here for 25 years, or well, actually longer. They've been here since we've been here.
Yep.
I'm just happy that they're not the pure green ones. They are the variegated, so they're pretty.
And then it's looking like we'll finally have some success with this Clematis. It's
it's doing great.
It's doing great now, yeah.
It's going to be white. Look.
I think it's the third one we've tried to grow there.
I think so.
So third time lucky, and considering it's just April, that's looking really good. And then we have to mention our Redbud. It's got a wonderful story. You want to tell the story of our Redbud?
Oh, certainly. We had a Redbud in the back garden before we even put the pond in. That Redbud was probably planted in 2010. And every year it suffered. Actually, it was before that we planted it because we had cicadas in 2007. And the Redbud got attacked by the cicadas. And we had an arborist come out and say, the only thing I can think it is that the cicadas did so much systemic damage to it that it's not going to make it and it would lose a branch. So we decided to take it out. And we discovered when we were putting our fence up in 2013 that we had this tiny Redbud growing, and that was a baby from the original. So we planted it here. And look at it now.
So we have a rose on this arbor that has been battling with this ivy that I let grow on the arbor that Connie really does not approve of.
Well, I have to mention that Hedera helix, which is English ivy, is very, very invasive, and it will take over everything if you let it. You have to be really careful with it and pull it out where you don't want it. It's grown underneath our evergreen trees.
And it's wonderful to see our mason bees.
Our mason
are back.
bees. I'm so happy that we put a second house in. I think did you do a video about,
I did a
mason
video
bees
last year.
and what they do and how they do it?
They're wonderful because they come out before honeybees. And the thing is, they don't range across the same kind of area as honeybees. Honeybees, I think, can go like 3 miles away. Basically, the mason bees, if you have them on your property, they don't leave your property. They only go a few feet away. So you get all the benefits of their pollination, and you get them a lot earlier than honeybees because they come out in late March, early April.
Yes, they were really, it was so warm this year in March that they came out early.
This is Zephirine Drouhin rose. It's looking okay, but not too good. A little bit worried. You can see we lost one there. We planted 2. In the past, we have managed to grow this same rose, not this particular one, but another Zephirine Drouhin, and we have had it cover this arbor. So hopefully that will be the case.
I think it might be happier if you took the English ivy away from its base.
Maybe.
Just saying.
But I hate digging down there because once I was digging down there.
Right. That was last year.
I found a wasp's nest, and
No, it was hornets, and they're worse.
Yeah, I thought they were wasps. Anyhow, they were not happy, and they actually chased me down to the garage, and they stung me in my feet. That was really unpleasant.
That was very unpleasant.
And here's another use of ivy. It's
this is Boston ivy.
So it still grows really aggressively. Like I'll have to keep that trimmed under the windows there, but it makes such a great backdrop instead of just the bare brick.
Show them the roots. This has been here for 25 years too.
Yeah, the roots are impressive.
The roots are impressive. People warn us about this ivy, and they say that it takes down your masonry, whatever that stuff is between your bricks, the mortar. And it's never happened to us.
It doesn't. I mean, you can see if I zoom in, you can see it's not caused any problems. And
we leave it because it is really pretty.
And it's been here forever. But it makes a great backdrop because this is right off of our patio here. Should we go look at the fish?
Sure.
Let's go look at the fish.
Let's look at the fish. We will always worry about the fish every year, wondering whether they'll make it. And they did.
The water quality is not great. It's because it's still fairly early in the season. We haven't added any products yet. So products would be liquid barley that helps to clear the water, and some bacteria that helps to kickstart the environment.
But you can see how they're coming up to us and lining up. They're waiting for some food. We feed them twice a day now, so they ate this morning. But because they're so big, they're getting really big, and there's so many of them. I think we have 20. They need more food now.
And the pond right now looks huge because nothing has grown up yet in the pond. The water lilies, you can probably just about see over there. The water lilies just coming up. But if we let them, they would cover the whole surface of the pond. We don't let them do that, but it's just amazing the difference they make in how the pond will then feel a little smaller. Which way do you want to go?
Go that way.
So you'll probably notice that we have a little dog fence here for our little dog. Because managing a dog in the garden can sometimes be difficult. I've actually made a video on the way that you can make your garden dog friendly. So why have we put poor Franklin in a cage so it can only go that far? It's because what he likes to do is sit up on the porch there and wait for other dogs to come by, and then he throws himself down those steps and then barks at them on the gate. Well, he's hurt himself
because he runs all the way down the
and then he follows the dog.
He runs all the way down
the way down the fence, like a mad thing. And he's hurt himself. We don't think it's too bad. It's just a strain, we hope.
He strained his ACL, which is the dog's equivalent of a knee. And the vet looked at him yesterday and put him on some pain medication for the inflammation. And we're supposed to have an x-ray done in 2 weeks to see if it's any better and rest him. So hence the little gate around him.
He's feeling a little sorry for himself, look. But
he never wants to look at a camera, but
right. He's not photogenic, no. Well, he is, but he doesn't like his photograph taken. So yeah, he's sulking a little bit. But at least he still gets to be outside. So one of the things that I've worked on this week is putting down mulch, as you can see. Mulch is such wonderful stuff. It's really good for building the soil because we've been mulching all of our beds for the whole time that we've been here, and you can really tell from the quality of the soil because it breaks down and really enriches the soil. And of course it also acts as insulation, keeping the plants at the right temperature. They don't get too hot or too cold. It's great stuff. Can't recommend mulch enough. I know there are different types of mulch. In our opinion, the best type is it's called triple ground because it's been ground 3 times, so it gets to be really fine, almost like dirt.
And there, I was mentioning to you, there's this big naked spot. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
These 3 plants here, right in front of the phlox, these are Salvia caridana, and they're beautiful, and they get very spiky purple flowers, gorgeous. But what they do about midsummer is flop over so that they get a hole in the middle. And what we need is something to prop them up. So these don't move much, the millennial onions. The onion is called millennial, but it's an ornamental onion. Plant something right in front of them. I have to think about it.
Have to go shopping. Oh dear.
I know. Oh dear. It just kills me to shop for plants.
And then these lambs here along the edge, they're beautiful plants. Love the way they feel, but they do bug me the way they totally invade the edge. So you can see you can probably tell I've been fairly vicious with them to try to keep them in the bed rather than completely over the path. They can come over the path a little bit, but not as much as they actually could. They'd be all over the path if we.
But the reason they do that is because they do really love sand and they love to be dry. And because we have a path here, there's a sand base to it and they love it. I think their roots really enjoy it. We have planted them in other places that get too much water. They've just shriveled up and died. But here, and all along here, they love it because of the flagstone path. And the one thing that we've had in this bed since we moved in is a geranium that you can see growing all around here, around the phlox. I mean, we've tried to cut it back a little bit, but it still spreads. And it's an early blooming geranium, and I don't even know the name of it. It's also called cranesbill.
Need
but
to
it's
cut
very
it back
pretty.
Away from that iris a little, I think.
I know, I think we should.
So, yep.
Although we can still see the iris when it blooms because it's so tall. So I don't know, I like it. We have more phlox here. And then there's a tree peony back there. I think Mark is, you can already see that it has blooms.
Isn't that, it's got a strange name, hasn't it? That tree peony, is it?
No, I can't remember it.
It's an odd name. I'll look it up.
Starts with an M, I think.
I'm really pleased with the way this iris is looking.
Me too.
Because what we did last year, it was...
Oh no, it's been about 3 years now.
Was it 3 years ago?
Oh yeah,
Time
3
flies.
years ago. I remember sitting on the garage floor picking it apart.
Because it was infested with
Quackgrass.
So we actually dug it up, took out all of the quackgrass that we could find, and then replanted it in the same spot.
And that meant, and it looks like it's one big clump, but no. It was a lot of small clumps so that we could pull all of that quackgrass away from it. So it looks really pretty now.
And I'm going to put on the screen at the same time what this bed looked like just 1 week ago. Because 1 week ago I was making one of the garden practice videos that I make every week, and this bed was just seemed to be empty. All of that seems to have happened in just 1 week. It's amazing.
Because we've had such warm weather.
And rain.
And so much rain. And here's the other tree peony. One of them is white and one of them is pink, these two tree peonies. We bought them at the same time, so they're behaving very differently, but that's the way they are.
Lots of blooms.
There's blooms just
too.
about on every single stem.
Yep.
And if I recall, I bought one that was white, but they sent me 2 pinks. We'll see when they bloom. I think they're both going to be pink. Different colors, but pink.
And if we turn around, the star of the garden right now is this guy who's in bloom.
That's our crabapple called Coral Burst. And someone had a sense of humor when they named it because it's not coral at all. I always think about that. But it's a beautiful fuchsia colored, but look at that beautiful flower. I've taken pictures of it for the past week. It just started to open up today. We recommended it to a friend of ours who planted it last year, and she's looking forward to seeing it bloom too. We always thought that these were the real forget-me-nots because we've had them in various places in the garden for 25 years, but it's not. It's false forget-me-not called Brunnera, but looks almost identical except that the leaves are shaped a little bit differently.
Really pleased with the way these climbing hydrangeas are looking. It's taken a long time, but they are finally reaching the top of this trellis. because the effect that we're looking for is for this to completely block the trellis, if you like. Still be able to see through it the way you can now, but it will form much more of a garden room within this fountain bed. And I think one of the things I mentioned was going to resite this fountain. I did this myself, and you can see the base that it's standing on is suffered a little, and it does leak. So we're going to actually have that professionally done, have that base professionally done to hopefully catch some of the water, because what happens is the grass around it gets too wet and suffers, although it's looking pretty good now. And there's another tree peony. No, I do remember the name of this one. It's Nike.
That's right. Although when we first got it, Mark called it Sticky.
Sticky, because it was just a stick.
And that one little stick flowered the first year we had it. Mm-hmm. But it's been in a couple of places, right? It was in the front garden for a while. Didn't do very well. So we put it back here, and it gets beautiful blooms. And we have to say, if you're going to choose between a tree peony or an Itoh, I would choose an Itoh, because the trees are a little bit more difficult to deal with and to manage. They get very, very woody. You never cut them back, but you just cut out dead wood. Mm-hmm. And as you can see with this guy, he looks a little strange because he's got one branch going that way and one going straight. And there's some growth at the bottom though, but the Itohs behave the same as a herbaceous peony. All you have to do is cut them back in the spring. They will come up, their flowers will be huge, and they will never get beaten down by rain the way herbaceous does.
Yep. Herbaceous peonies can be really disappointing. They bloom and then flop over, or you have to stake them. And so yeah, Itohs are amazing plants.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much money I've spent on those little things with a million holes in them to hold up a herbaceous peony, and then you have to force them into their holes because that's not how they grow. It was just a waste of money.
Look, there's more campanula.
Yep.
There's our fairy garden. I'm still working on it. I rebuilt the tunnel a little. There's a tunnel there that goes. The train goes through that and back there through the tunnel. And I've got to bring the houses out, etc. And there are more Itohs in front of the trellis there.
And more tree peonies that are hydrangeas.
And more hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas go, and eventually, I mean, they're doing really well. I think we just planted those 2 years ago, maybe 3.
They seem to do well. Almost every. I mean, obviously these get full sun, and the ones on the other side of the trellis over there, not the case. They don't get full sun all day, and then we have them over here too. And you can see this is really shaded. It gets some morning sun, but look how well.
Is that just one plant? Or are there 2 plants back here?
There are 2, one there and one there. Oh, 3. There are 3. Uh-huh. But yeah, he's doing a great job of framing that mirror.
It's great.
Okay, so thanks for joining us in the garden today. We'll see you next time.